Okay, so this is going to be part 3 because I got cut off. So I was saying that the reason I consider myself a high raw or mostly raw vegan is because if I wanted to go out to eat dinner with my husband and I wanted rice or whatever, then I'm not going to let that keep me from having a great time with my husband. And I normally try to eat completely raw when I go out, but if I have to eat something that's cooked vegan, as a cooked vegan, then okay, it's not going to kill me. It's not the end of the world. But I really want to say that I feel that when I decided to get all animal products out of my diet, it made a huge, huge impact. I now feel like there's harmony in my body, and I am very far removed now emotionally from the place I was several years ago when my eating disorder ended. And it's a good feeling. I mean, I hate that I went through it, and I hate that so many people go through it, but it's nice to know that I will never go back there again. Kind of like being a vegan. And this video is not about, saying, well, you shouldn't eat meat or you shouldn't have animal products or thing. It's just when you make a change that you feel it is so good for your body, why would you want to go back to the old way? Leaving the disordered eating behind was such a great step for my body. Leaving the animal products, the consumption of animal products behind was such a great step for my body. I really feel in harmony. I feel at peace with myself. Okay, so really quick, before this video ends, I wanted to do some statistics. So, I already mentioned that up to 24 million people of all ages and genders suffer from an eating disorder in the United States. Eating disorders have the highest mortality rate of all mental illnesses. Almost 50% of people with eating disorders meet the criteria for depression, and only 1 in 10 men and women receive treatment for an eating disorder. An estimated 10 to 15% of people with anorexia or bulimia are men, and that's on the rise. And a lot of men don't seek help for an eating disorder because a lot of society sees it as a woman's disease. Let me see, there was one other statistic that I wanted to read, and I don't know where it went. Oh yes, because I remember I said that I felt that that if I had to classify my eating disorder, I would say that I was bulimic with anorexic tendencies. So when I saw this statistic, I thought it was kind of interesting. It says about 50% of people who have anorexia develop bulimia or bulimic patterns. And I know that mine started out as bulimia, definitely. And that's another thing, my weight was as widespread as my eating disorder. I mean, like I said, I went from I could eat a normal standard American diet. I would fast. I would have an anorexic phase. I would have a bulimic phase. My weight ranged from 112 pounds to over 200 pounds. When I think about that, that's depressing. That's really depressing. Because I was so I was so unhappy with the weight that the eating disorder caused, because being in an anorexic phase was a lot harder than being in a bulimic phase, because we as Americans use food as a reward. We use it for social, a social aspect. I mean, there's just so much. I mean, it's, you know, I just totally forgot where I was going with that. But food is such a huge part of our lives, and it's more acceptable to go to a restaurant or to sit at your dining room table and gorge yourself on food. Can you hear my dog snoring? Anyway, it's more acceptable to gorge yourself on food than it is to abstain from food. So if I was eating massive amounts of food, that was acceptable. However, the weight gain was not acceptable. Not to me, and really not to society. I looked horrible. I felt horrible. I never want to be there again. I never want to be there as far as the weight. I never want to be there as far as an eating disorder. There are so many things I want to say, but my brain just gets like overwhelmed with all the things that I want to say. And I wish that I could help people. I really wish that I knew what to say or what to do to get people to understand how detrimental it is to your health, and how it just damages your psyche. I mean, it really does. No matter how perfect you try to be at your eating disorder, or no matter how perfect you try to be in life, or whatever, if you feel that you're unimportant, if you feel that you're substandard, you're never going to be happy with yourself. And I've finally gotten to a point, after so many years of doing damaging things to my body, that I realize that I'm me, and I'm goofy, and I'm dorky, and I can be like extremely hyper, and I have like a very off-kilter sense of humor, and I can be annoying and all these things, but it's me, and I'm who I'm supposed to be. And I think that when people can see that you're great no matter how quirky you are, or, you know, if you're 5 pounds overweight or 5 pounds underweight, or, you know, if you can, I don't know. Now I feel like I'm just babbling. I don't know. I might come back with another video, maybe later this week or something, and try to actually write down some notes and say what I want to say. But thanks for listening. Bye.